Okay. Oh, sorry. I'd like to call this meeting of the Clay County Commission to order. We will start with our invocation. Matthew Russell, if you'd come forward, please, and lead us in prayer.
Our beloved and eternal Father in heaven, we are grateful to assemble together this evening, grateful for the men and women present here who sacrifice and devote their time and efforts to all of us here in this community. We pray for thy guidance and thy spirit to be upon us as we discuss the matters and needs before us this evening, that we might be able to find ways to unify and make our community stronger. We're so grateful for this blessed country in which we live. To celebrate 250 years of this promised land that has been blessed, and are grateful for the many men and women who have served and continue to serve to provide the freedoms and the rights and privileges that we enjoy. We pray for them, for their safety, and for a blessing to be upon their families as they are separated. We're grateful for our Savior Jesus Christ, for his love, his example, and pray that we might always look to emulate him as we go about our daily lives in all of our various duties. Again, we're grateful for this great community that we have, and pray again that we might find ways to have a greater sense of cooperation and a feeling of love one towards another. And these things we pray for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Nolte?
Here.
Commissioner Withington? Here. Commissioner Lawson? Here. Commissioner Wagner? Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Thompson?
Here.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Here.
Very good. Next on our agenda is approval of the agenda. Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
Motion has been made for the approval of this evening's agenda. Discussion? Seeing none, you're recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip you, but please go right ahead. Hold on. Let me get your mic on. There you go. I'll be right with you, Commissioner Johnson. Okay. Commissioner, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to remove 2026-38, 2026-39 from consent to regular.
Okay. So those will be, let me repeat just to make sure I've got it straight. 2026-38, 2026-39, take them off the consent agenda and move them onto the regular agenda. Is there any problem with any of the commissioners to move that at the end of our regular agenda? That just seems like the natural place to go. Is that consensus? Okay, very well. Are there any other amendments to our agenda before we go forward? Seeing none, now you're recognized to close on the agenda as amended.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Next are ceremonial matters. Mr. Administrator? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, yes, whichever. Whether Mr. Administrator, if you would introduce Kim.
Yes. Good evening. We have our ceremonial matter this evening would be Emerging Leaders Academy graduation recognition. We have our Human Resources Director, Kimberly, that will be doing the presentation tonight.
Good evening, Commissioners. Kim Callahan, HR Director. I'm here tonight to talk to you about our Emerging Leaders Academy classes that we've been conducting. This is something that we started in 2023, and I have Kate Nygren, who is the Associate Director, Education Programs at KU, that's going to tell you a little bit about the program, and then I'm going to show you the previous classes and introduce our 25 graduates and get your picture tonight. So I'm going to have Kate talk to you real quick and tell you just a little bit about the program.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Commissioners, for allowing us to be here and to take a little bit of time in the busy agenda to recognize some of the folks that are serving under you for Clay County. My name's Kate Nygren. I serve as Associate Director leading education programs for the Public Management Center. And our goal is to hold up, support, connect, and enhance the work that's being done in the public sector. And we do that in lots of ways, but one of them is through our pillar programs, one of which is our Emerging Leaders Academy. We recognize that the work of government is increasingly complex, dependent on technical expertise, dependent on people who are adaptive to change and who are seeking constantly opportunities to be more innovative and more efficient. And so our Emerging Leaders Academy is a 4-month program designed to support those professionals working in the state and local government primarily, bringing them together, helping to build networks across the metro and across our service areas to try to help folks do this work better all the time. And so it has been my pleasure for the last 3 years to be the cohort facilitator for our Northland cohort, and has been one of the joys of doing that work to be able to meet some of the folks that you're going to recognize tonight. And so I'm excited for Kim to introduce them to you.
Thank you. All right, what happened here? Well, here we go. You know what? I'm going to start with 23. This was our first class. We had Shane Spees from Planning and Zoning, Stacy Miller from Parks, Lori Rodriguez from Human Resources, Christine Poles from Administration, and then we had Sarah Rose from GIS, Matt Covey from Parks, and Travis Yardley. So that was our first round of graduates. And then in 24, we sent 9 employees. And the employees that we sent they're picked by the department head or the managers that recognize a supervisor that could be a leader, or someone that maybe isn't managerial that could be. And so we had Zach Gibb in IT. We had 3 gentlemen from facilities. We had Jonathan Bigo, Alex Krinke, and Ethan Gagnon. We had Aubrey Geist from Recorder of Deeds. We had Jessica Kowalski from Road and Bridge, Don Yurkovich, our treasurer. We had Wee Yeo from GIS, and then Britt Good from Parks. So we had a big class in 24. So this year, we had a wonderful class. We had Squall Charlson, our digital communications director. He's not our director, our digital communications from tourism. We had Alexa Summit, who is celebrating 17 years with the county. She's our public administrator. We have Mindy Metcalf, Recorder of Deeds. She's over 25 years with the county. And Ethel Kitchell, over 25 years in purchasing. You're heading there, right? You're going to make it. So the Road and Bridge gentlemen, Kyle Ditchler and Paul Bavard, could not be here tonight. But I just wanted to say just a quick deal about Paul. Paul has been with us 23 years. And if you remember Johnny Zucklin, when he left, he'd been here 40 years. He was the fleet supervisor over at Road and Bridge. So Paul Bavard, he was promoted to his position. Okay, and then Kyle, he was an operator 3, and he's worked for us for 6 years, and he got promoted to field supervisor. So it's a perfect program for them, perfect timing for them. So unfortunately, they can't be here tonight, but I wanted the other ladies that were graduating members to come up and Squall, I'm sorry, I apologize. The ladies and gentlemen to come up and take their pictures with you, if that's okay. And if you had any questions about the program.
Let me go ahead, and before we get to that, are there any commissioners who would like to comment or make any statements before we do that? I see no one seeking recognition, so we'll just come on down and do that, and then we
Yeah.
will continue. So thank you.
Okay, great. Let's see if I can put that, what was up there? Let's see. I think this is. Okay, I got that back.
A little more, one more on this side.
I will let you guys know, we're emergency leaders, but I don't want your job after going to that class. Okay, appreciate it.
There is an opening.
Yes, sure not to, well, can we do 2 rows? Yes, thank you very much. That looks much better. That's perfect. Okay, right here, 1, 2, 3. Thank you all very much. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
All right, certainly congratulations to all the graduates. That brings us to public comments. Is there anyone from the public wishing to comment on any issues that are important to them? When you come forward, please make sure the green light is on, state your name, and then speak to the, address the commission with your comment. Proceed.
Thank you, Presiding Commissioner Nolte, and thank you for the commissioners. My name is Dan Hartman. I am the chair for MU Extension here in Clay County, and I just want to thank you for your continued support of our program. We don't take it for granted. We try to be really great stewards of the money that's allocated to us. So again, I know it's in consideration for you this evening to vote, but I just want to say thank you very much to each one of you.
Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about what the MU Extension does? I think we're all reasonably familiar with it, but just so those who are maybe watching can get a flavor for the type of work that you folks do over there, just a few moments.
Absolutely. So there's really over 100 programs, but I'll narrow down to just 3 that are very popular. So food nutrition has been a very big one for us. Obviously, with the government cuts in that arena over the last year, we've been able to hold some food drives here recently. And really, food insecurity is a very big issue. So we're doing everything we can to address that as a commission. We also have a tax preparation program for our seniors that's extremely popular. And this is volunteers that step up from now until April, supporting our seniors and anybody that needs help for tax preparation. We also have several programs for Veterans Reads program. We really try to be in the community and outreach, be that outreach for MU as an extension council. And it's been around for several years. This last year, we had the opportunity to provide a donation to the Excelsior Springs hosted the small business conference, and we were able to sponsor the speaker. And so to bring folks in from all over the state of Missouri to Clay County to not only spend money here, but also learn about their communities. So really, it's a lot about outreach and a lot about support. So hopefully that answers some questions for you.
Could you also give us any information on contact, like websites, so that those interested in exploring some of the programs that you have, the ones you mentioned and further, so that they can access your services?
Absolutely, thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Nolte. So GK Callahan is our program specialist. So each county has a program specialist assigned. And so I'll be glad to provide here. I don't have it right in front of me, but I can provide before I leave a contact information. You can go to University of Missouri Extension, and there is a Clay County Extension website that's specific to the services and programs we offer in Clay County. So.
Yeah, I believe that your site can be reached from our website, claycountymo.gov.
Yes.
And then you just go down to boards and commissions, I believe is where it might be listed under. I'm not entirely sure right off.
Yeah, but I can make sure that.
Mr. Administrator?
Yeah, there's a link on our website, but the main one to go to is the MU Extension, because it will list all the current programs, which is what our website would redirect you to.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Commissioner Withington.
So thank you for everything you do. I appreciate your friendship, appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you. I just wanted, you're always reminding us that we're not supposed to have conversations like this during public comments. I just want to make sure we're not violating any sunshine law or anything by communicating back and forth like this.
No, I mean, the thing is, as long as we don't get into substantive issues that we will be voting on.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't breaking any laws, but I appreciate you.
Well, I tell you what, just to, if you're worried, Mr. Counselor, am I correct in what I'm saying?
Well, again, on a public comment section where the topic isn't noticed up to the public, certainly very minimal discussion can happen, but a more substantive discussion, particularly one that might lead to a policy direction of the commission, should not be engaged in.
Okay, thank you.
So was I okay in asking for contact information? Was that within the bounds?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Commissioner, you may proceed.
I wasn't accusing you or anything. I just wanted to make sure we were following the rules that you always tell us about. But hey, thank you for everything you do, and thanks for coming out here tonight.
Thank you, Commissioner Withington. Thank you.
Commissioner Lawson.
Well, I just wanted to say that, you know, we've been involved with each other over the 4-H. And you guys do just a spectacular job.
Yes.
Anytime we've ever needed help with one of the 4-H groups, we can always come to you. You always give us guidance, do a great job for us. So I do appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Commissioner Lawson. Yes, the 4-H is a very big part of that as well. Thank you.
Commissioner Carpenter.
Hey, Dan. Well, I just want to say, yeah, amazing organization. And one of the things I want to note is the people involved are people from right here in the community, throughout Clay County, different parts, and are just all in it for the right reasons, trying to make their community a little bit better of a place. And so it's you know, a bunch of volunteers who give their time to make Clay County better. And I think our contribution is well deserved, and you know, gets put to a good cause.
Thank you, Commissioner Carpenter.
Is there anything you'd like to add before you leave the podium?
No, sir. Thank you very much for letting me say a few words this evening.
Thank you for your comments. Any other citizens wishing to comment? Seeing none. That brings us to our consent agenda. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, the amended agenda tonight has 3 items on the consent agenda. The first one is 2026-32, approval of invoice payments for Clay County for the period of January 24th to January 30th. We had a total of 184 invoices totaling $3,245,725.54. Your next one is 2026-30. It's payment for the University of Missouri Extension. Payment is in the amount of $91,280 for the year of 2026, pursuant to RSMO Section 262-597. The next one is 2026-34. Is approval of a quote for purchase of 2 variable message boards, All Traffic Solutions Incorporated, in the amount of $29,451.41. And that'd be it for the consent agenda tonight.
Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Motion has been moved for the consent agenda's approval. Discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That brings us to our regular agenda. First item on this evening's regular agenda is 2026-36. Mr. Administrator.
Yes. Good evening. Tonight we have 2026-36 approval of a temporary construction easement and easement for public utilities. Myself, Donna Kuntz, as well as Kip Jones with our planning and zoning, have been working with Liberty staff regarding a project they have coming up in the near future. And they'll be presenting tonight the easements. We have Sherry McIntyre, which is the Public Works Director for Liberty, will be doing the presentation.
Please proceed.
Thank you for letting me be here. Again, I'm Sherry McIntyre, Director of Public Works for the City of Liberty. We appreciate the partnership that we often have between the city and the county as we are next door neighbors. Figure out this. I do want to thank the staff that we've been working with, Damon Hodges, Donna Kuntz, and Kip Jones. They have been working with us and helping us to get to where we are for this presentation. That ain't it. So, just background real quick. City Hall of Liberty is over 40 years old. Came into service in 1982. Construction was in 1981. Approximately 10,000 square feet of the City Hall is used by our current police department. And you can imagine over 40 years we've kind of grown. And we have needs, and we did a space study and it had identified the need to expand our police facilities to a total of over 30,000 square feet, which leads us to an expansion of an additional 20,000 square feet. We looked at other sites around the city and determined that the best place we could go would to expand the existing facility to accommodate our needs going forward, and looking 20 years into the future is what our going is. We have secured McCower Gordon as our construction manager. That ordinance is passed to pass the funding for that for this project last week, and we're anticipating a maximum of about 18 months for the construction. They plan to get started here around the 1st of March, if we can, and have it completed by the fall of 2027. Just give you a picture of what the future is going to look like when we're completed. We are expanding into Missouri Street, and we'll be shutting down Missouri Street, as well as expanding all the way to the southern property limits between us and you. We will be expanding what you can see as you're looking at the, basically the view from standing across the street from Kansas Street looking at the new facility. There will be a public plaza that is going to be immediately south of Kansas Street before you start getting into the expansion of the police facilities. We do have a new Sally Port that will be extended. It's on the southern part of the property, so if you kind of look to the far left, you can see that's where the access to the Sally Port will be. It's a 3-bay Sally Port, and the access will be coming through the existing parking lot. Another 3D rendering is to look at the picture on the left is kind of looking from your county parking lot to what the facility is going to look like. We've got the retaining and access point to the Sally Port, and then the facility is built to the property line. The picture on the right is what the existing, what the final position would look like for the pedestrian access between the city and the county courthouse. That's the 20-foot wide sidewalk that exists today. What you're not seeing anymore is the green space between us and your facilities. And so when this is completed, this is the view that it will look like. So although we're asking for easements in that sidewalk space, in the end, it would be all underground and not noticed. So leading to that, what we're requesting tonight is for approval for a temporary construction easement, which is going to allow us to do construction between the two sidewalks and between the two buildings. Permanent easement is also what we're asking for, and that is for underground utility work. Again, if you look back to the previous view on the sidewalk, you will not see where that permanent easement is. It's for underground utilities, which is the power, our electrical needs, and our gas service, and it also will continue to house the fiber line that goes between us and it serves the county as well. So that is really the main part of what we're here for tonight, is these easements. What the easements look like is the orange part is the temporary construction easement pieces. There's a little strip of a 2 feet space between basically your above-ground court space, and then the temporary construction easement of about 6 feet between the buildings for construction. The contractor is planning to make sure that that is a completely safe, which means he may have a scaffolding cover over the sidewalk to get into the facility. And the purple part is where the permanent utility easement actually exists, which is 14 feet of that 20-foot space between the two facilities. The rest of the temporary construction easement is just for ease of how they drew that for the 114 feet across through the parking lot. That looks like we're taking easement over the ADA parking spots. I'll show you a more updated rendering of what the contractor is actually going to use, which is not including the ADA parking spots. So just kind of an overall general view of what the whole facility is going to look like in the end. This is how it looks today. That's not how it's going to look when we're done, but you can see a bunch of additional utilities that go underground, and we'll talk about during construction that those utilities are going to get improved as well. So again, contractors.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me a moment. Commissioner Lawson, thank you for getting my attention.
Go back to that last slide, please. Okay. All right, if you look at the extreme right-hand side, where all those the cars are parked and all, what's the street in front of that parking lot?
Kansas Street. The street, like right here, is Kansas Street.
No, the up and down one, yeah.
This is Missouri Street.
I can't hear you.
Missouri Street.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay. And then down below here, this street down here, at the bottom, the very bottom of it?
This is Mill Street.
Oh, that's Mill, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Where's the jail?
The jail is this building over here, I believe.
Okay, okay. I'm
This
just trying to
this
get my
would be
bearings.
Water Street right here.
Okay, 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 good. All right,
So
that's Water.
this is the green
Before
space.
Before you continue, we have another question.
Sure.
Commissioner Johnson, you had a question.
Are you done?
Yeah, let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
That's
done. I
okay.
apologize.
Okay. So as you're doing this construction, what kind of impact will that have on water where the jail is? And is there any kind of fear of power outages, things of that nature that could impact the security of the jail?
No, there is not.
You're telling me 100%, huh? Okay.
We know that we have to keep these facilities operational.
All right. And then, all right, we have some parking spots that are, some space that is Clay County's, but that would be further up north, correct?
I believe you have parking spots down south of Mill Street.
Yeah, I knew those, but.
We got the parking lot east of the courthouse, and then
Yeah.
this building here is City Hall, and this is the two parking lots to the east of the public facilities.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Are you finished?
Jake.
Okay, great. Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah. Hi, thank you. First of all, what do the different color lines mean on this map?
Those are different underground utilities, so.
So that they have nothing to do with property lines or anything?
No.
Okay, on this, if you could show me on this map, where would the permanent easement be going?
The permanent easement is going through this sidewalk piece right in here.
Okay. So just that distance right there from, was that Missouri or?
This is Missouri Street, so from the edge of the street right away, all the way over to through here.
So it stops when it gets underneath
Yeah.
there or to the building?
So if I go back,
Okay, there it is.
so it's this
Okay.
piece right here, this is the sidewalk that exists today.
So a permanent easement, what does that mean to us?
That means that in order to, say, impact the gas line or the power lines, we'd have to work into an agreement to have those relocated in the future. It's basically allowing us to permanently put underground utilities under your facility, and that it has the right to be there.
But making it a permanent easement means that we cannot develop anything on top of that? Is that what that means?
Yes.
You can't put anything permanent on top of it. It's like a building or anything.
Right.
But the sidewalk, things of that sort, you still can.
And do we have any concerns with that at all?
No, and in fact, one of the items within there it provides us service as well, which is a existing, it's not power, but existing utility line and stuff under there provides service to us as well. So it's putting all of that within one area and making sure it's covered, which it was not before.
So you don't see any potential development or anything, expansion or anything that we would need to build on top of that easement area in the future?
Not at this moment. Prefer to keep that distance between us, stay in that way. So if we did anything in the future, we would prefer to go beyond, not go past that direction.
And then that, the temporary easement, that's for, how long is that for? That's just.
It would during the duration of construction. So when the construction's done, that temporary easement disappears.
So how long is that expected?
That was expected 18 months, starting
18
you know,
months.
through the fall of 2027.
And so the impact on us, Missouri's going to be closed anyway, right?
Yes.
So the real impact on us would be a couple of parking spots there?
Actually, the contractor is adjusted it such we would not be impacting parking stalls.
Okay.
I can go down here and say, we are looking to potentially say that this is your current handicap parking spots. We are recommending the consideration of moving those handicap spots here because we are going to have to construct a temporary construction easement for just construction to build a new ADA compliant crosswalk. And so that the route of walking from, if you parked here as a handicapped person, you wouldn't have to walk all the way down here.
Okay.
But that would be trading spaces because we would eliminate those during construction to make those just regular parking stalls. So it's kind of a trade-off between, and that's just a consideration we would work further with staff is, and those easements are just where you would just come to a right-of-way permit scenario for where this, where they would construct this temporary crossing here.
And then my last question is actually for Kip Jones. Kip, did you take a look at this? Do you have any issues at all with anything here that we should be concerned about, or? Sorry to put you on the spot like this, but I just need your opinion.
No, Kip Jones, Planning Director. I was involved, have no issues with it. Actually had the Assistant County Counselor take a look at it as well, so I think we are good with it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yeah, so the big parking lot that people now use, is that going to be where the construction is going to be put, the construction temporary, the temporary construction, so that will all be eaten up?
During construction, the northern half of this parking lot and the northern parking lot, half of that will be used during construction.
Yeah.
So it will be out of service for half of that space up right in here.
Okay. And then what we get is $1? Is that what it says for in lieu of, to grant all of these things, we get $1?
Yeah, that's
what it said?
That's a typical thing they put on easement documents. It's $1 that shows a transaction.
$1?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to try to throw out a couple get out of jail free passes as well.
Yeah, no kidding,
If we
something.
can.
You know, I have to say, I'm glad that they're going to do what they're going to do for the police department. You know, I'm all for that always. But I really, have you seen these plans before?
No, not these details. I've heard about it, but this is the first time I've seen the details
Yeah,
of this.
I think throwing this at us like this, I really would like to, you know, I have to be concerned about people that are going to the courthouse and, you know, all of those kinds of things. I'd really like to investigate this just a hair more and look at some of these permanent easements. I don't see why we couldn't grant a temporary on that utility deal. I don't see what the big deal
So,
about making it
so
permanent.
the temporary easement is just for during construction.
But I know.
That goes away. The permanent is just, the permanent easement, that's just gonna be that sidewalk that they showed the picture of, basically, which is gonna be a big sidewalk over the utilities.
Right, okay.
So that, where that guy's walking, am I right?
Yes,
That's the easement they're talking about.
yes.
So it's gonna have utilities underneath there.
And then we're going to lose the one street will be permanently closed.
So Missouri will be permanently closed.
Yes.
But I-
But that's
I do
not
wanna-
ours to,
I do want to state, Missouri Street is their, was it their
That's
right
their
away?
street, yeah.
The other items are what's on their property. So
Yeah.
as far as this, what we looked at as staff, which we met with them, and we did mention that this was coming down, that my understanding you guys voted a little while ago regarding the public safety tax, and these things were coming before you, is that we looked at what is the best interest of the county.
Yeah.
So myself, along with Donna and Clip, who have 20-plus years' experience in construction, looked at this very thoroughly. In fact, the plan was changed at least twice to take into account
Oh.
what was happening regarding us.
Right.
Because our main thing was to provide pedestrian access to the Clay County Courthouse during this time. So the next portion was the one that she mentioned about regarding the ADA compliance. That was something between our conversations with them regarding still provide ADA compliance regarding providing access for not only our employees, but also for our citizens. So from our standpoint, we have looked at this thoroughly to look at what's best regarding that one, as well as looking at the temporary easements. Temporary easements were changed in order to accommodate that. Those are strictly just allow you to get, it's very typical in construction that as they transfer and go back and forth, the other part of that temporary easement is that they restore it back to either what it was or better. So that's another portion up there regarding that one. The other one is regarding the sidewalk itself, when they restore it, either that way it currently is or better. So those are things we looked at as well regarding this.
Okay.
and I think it's important to add that it's the temporary easement, again, it's temporary. All construction sites are gonna have some kind
Sure,
of
yeah, I
issue with
know.
that, but I think that even a bigger, more important thing to remember is the whole purpose behind this is they need to expand that police department.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to build on that,
Absolutely.
and the voters even agreed with that, and I think that's important that we
Yeah,
can
as
assist
I
them
said,
doing that.
I'm always all for that.
Yeah.
One thing that I did notice, if I'm looking at this right, and sometimes when these pictures, you're kind of can lose your bearings. Does that that new police department, as it's completed, does it butt up right to our center, our courtrooms?
No, there's a
Okay.
12-foot space between the overhead courtrooms and the facilities. I did not bring a rendering of that part, but it is going to have a 12-foot space between them.
It's going to what?
12-foot space between them.
12 foot
Yes.
between them, okay. And as they're constructing, is there any concerns about damage to the courthouse at all? The courtrooms?
No, the only thing that we were going to be continue to work with the county on is the maybe noise and vibration that the foundation work could incur. And so we are planning to have, county staff at our construction meetings and have them on our weekly updates. And they said they would also communicate to us when you have critical
Right.
court activity going on. So if we can, try to minimize any noise and vibration that would impact the court service during the day. I will not guarantee that you still might not have some impacts. I can't guarantee that. But we did understand and was explained by the county staff clearly that what was critical of those concerns.
Yeah. And that, to me, it was a concern, because I think about the building there on Water. When they took that one down, they thought the one building would stand, and there's damage to it. And I realize you're not going to go in there and blast and take down buildings, but all I'm saying, construction is not a quiet job. So I had concerns about what kind of an impact it would have on the courthouse. So as long as there's no difficulty there at all, okay.
Any other question or comments before Ms. McIntyre continues? I see none, so go right ahead.
So again, like I said, we talked about this picture. Like I said, the contractor has given us more details, and We've also explained how critical the parking spots are for the judges. So again, you know, we didn't even have to ask them, and they had already shown how they're going to, you know, not use all of that temporary construction easement space that goes into the parking lot. This is kind of a little bit more of a picture that's just black and white that kind of shows a little bit of what the overhead plans are going to be. Let's just keep on going. This is kind of the details you were asking what the colored lines are. So we are going to have to start with, and first things you're probably going to see is underground utility work. We are going to have to install a new storm sewer system for our conveyance of the water that we don't have along Missouri Street today. And so we are going to be picking up the water and conveying it down to tie into the stormwater system on Mill Street. The red is the fiber line. The yellow is kind of where the electrical service is going to. There's this courtyard space that has the, you know, kind of, there's a retaining wall out there today, and behind it is where we have needs for our generators and our power coming in for the new facility. And we are also running our gas lines in under that utility as well. There is a major fiber line that we know exists that serves the county courthouse as well that goes under the green space between the two parking lots, and that's the underground fiber. There will be coordination because we are also doing some sewer line replacement that will go up down Missouri Street, and there will be a new tie-in that serves the Justice Center, and that would also have to be well coordinated, service private connection at night when it's low usages and so forth. But that would be the only thing that right now is concerned, you know, would be something we would coordinate with the county as far as what's the optimal connection for the upgraded sewer lines that go through here. So, like I said, there is going to be, that would probably be what you're going to see first when we start construction here in March. Again, it's kind of an aerial. This is when what it's going to look like for, you know, access to the parking lot for the fire department and getting in and out. And then this is the space between on Missouri Street that's closed from the north of the current southern parking lot would be reserved for fire lane access only when the project's completed. And this is a kind of messy drawing that shows what the property lines are going to look like when everything's done and all of the lot consolidations that we're going to go through as a city, more on our end than yours. And then finally, our time frame. Like I said, the contractor's looking to start here the 1st of March, start working on the foundation work in April through May, finishing the structural work in June and August of this year. That will be the end of a lot of what you'll hear for noise, and then everything else is once you get a framed up building and it's like, well, what takes it so long? Well, it's all the interior and exterior and then the final landscaping that we'll do for that public plaza. So anticipated move-in for the police to come back from their temporary facility. If you don't know, they have temporarily already moved. If you didn't know that, they are now off of on the west side of I-35 in a temporary facility on the other side, kind of think off Plummer Road. So hopefully they're back in no later than October of 2027.
Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve 2026-36.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-36. Discussion. Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner? Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
No.
Motion passes 5 in favor.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
That brings us to 2026-33. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-33. Approval of invoice payments for Clay County Prosecutor's Office for the period of January 24th through January 30th. We had a total of 10 invoices totaling $1,923.47.
Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve 2026-33.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-33. Discussion. Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
I recuse myself.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson.
Yes.
Motion passes, 5 in favor, 1 recusal.
Next is 2026-35. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-35, approval of task order agreement for the professional engineering services of the airport south property investigation with Burns and McDonnell. We have Donna Kuntz, our facilities director, could speak additionally regarding this resolution.
Please proceed.
Good evening, Commissioners. Donna Kuntz, Director of Facilities. This is a request, AKA it's a mandate from MDNR to continue on with this plume stability study for these monitoring wells that we have been dealing with for many, many years. There, we have a total of 12 monitoring wells that have been going in over a series of the last 10 years. This request is if we do this plume stability and we go through our 5 quarters and it shows that any water seepage from anything from the old gasoline storage tanks, if it proves that the ground and the water is stable, we will be able to finally close this monitoring and be done with it. In 25, we came before you and we did a restrictive covenant so that we told the MDNR that we would not put in any drinking water wells, which has allowed us to get to this point. So if our stability is, like I said, stable, then we will be completed. Another thing is because we have the petroleum storage tank insurance fund, we can receive up to 75% of a refund on what this is costing us from our insurance company. We have received funds back in the past. So although the total contract amount is the $92,981, it is important to point out that our insurance fund will also pay back up to 75% of these once we submitted all of our final invoices to them. And I'm happy to answer any other questions involving the monitoring wells.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve 2026-35.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-35. Discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter.
Yes.
Commissioner Withington.
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is 2026-37. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-37, appointment of members for the Clay County Constitution Review Commission. As stated before, this would be our meeting to approve the Review Commission. There were 7 that were recommended for approval. You have there before you the 7, which is Brian DeLong, Don Kramer, Anthony Bologna, Natalie Scholl, Jason Word, James Goodwin, and Jay Schweringen. The terms of those appointments would expire December 31st of 2026. As stated, that this commission would be, if approved tonight, will move forward within 30 days, have their first meeting, and then from there, they have 90 days to provide you to provide recommendations, if necessary, to be on one of the upcoming either August or November ballot. Additional information can be given by our county council.
I think one initial item, I think there needs to be an amendment, as I understand, that Mr. Swearingen has elected not to participate. And my understanding is that Scott Lakin will be inserted in his place. Is that correct? So that will be.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the substitution name.
Scott Lakin, L-A-K-I-N.
Yeah, if I may, I found out at 2 o'clock this afternoon that switch needed to be made. Mr. Lakin, who some may know, some may not, but served as a state representative from this area of the county or the western side of the county, served as the Missouri State Director of Insurance, and I have used his name before because he is also the Jackson County Collector as of a couple years ago. So as far as I'm concerned, well qualified to do the job and has agreed to do so.
Okay. Commissioner, okay, Commissioner Withington.
I'm good with Scott Lakin. I went to school with his kids and everything. Grew up in Sherwood with him. Did he fill out an application just to make sure everything's legit?
So he had been sent the information on Friday. He did not have it filled out. I've sent that again to him today, so he will get that done.
Are we cool to vote for him?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure everything was, I got no problem with Scott, I like Scott. So.
Yep, nope, no problem at all.
Further discussion? Commissioner Johnson?
So do we just approve the whole,
Yeah,
all at once?
Yeah, I'd say motion to amend 2025-37 to insert Scott Lakin in place of Jay Swearingen, and then approve 2025-37.
So moved.
So the motion is, I'm sorry, Mr. Counselor, did you think that needed to be two motions, or is it okay just to move it as amended?
I think one motion's fine.
Okay. So motion has been made to approve 2026-37 as amended. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very well. With that, any further discussion? Seeing none, you're recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
That brings us to the two items that were added to the regular agenda earlier in this meeting. The first one being 2026-38. Mr. Administrator?
Yes, 2026-38, approval of appointment of a commissioner to the Clay County Economic Development Council Board of Directors. This one here would be approval of appointment of Commissioner Nolte to the Clay County Economic Development Board of Directors, replacing Commissioner Lawson for the remainder of her term.
Thank you. By the way, I just want to say that I appreciate the service that Commissioner Lawson has rendered to the EDC board, and certainly appreciate her hard work, and I hope that I can follow along and do similar good work. Commissioner Withington.
Yeah, so I wanted this moved because I didn't like having two board seats.
Could you speak a little more into your mic, please?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I had these moved because I didn't like the idea of having two on the consent agenda and then having without any regular discussion. So I didn't know, we haven't discussed this. Was there anybody else that wanted to be nominated or anything like that? Because usually we discuss these kind of things beforehand, but there hasn't been any public discussion. So that's one reason why I wanted to move. But also, you just resigned from the executive board, right?
No, that's, and I will get to you, Commissioner. I do recognize that you're wanting to get in. No, because of a change in the bylaws, the position that I occupied is not reserved for the presiding commissioner's office. So as of I believe, 31st of December, the bylaws then caused me to not be in that position.
All right, and then I was just curious, I haven't read their bylaws, but if we don't renew our membership, do these board seats go away anyway?
I don't believe so, but I wish I'm sorry, counsel just left because he would have looked over those agreements. Mr. Administrator, what is your read of that?
I'm not aware of that, if that would be the case.
Okay, I didn't.
My understanding that Clay County still had a position within the committee, but I'm not sure if that would be required to have actual financial affiliation or not.
Okay.
I don't recall that being, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I don't recall that being in there. I hate to say it without having the document in front of me.
I just didn't know if we were making a change for 2 months and, if we don't renew in March, Also, my biggest concern with you though, Jerry, is who are you going to represent on this commission, on this board? Who are you going to represent?
I am appointed by the commission in this particular case, but I represent the people.
Okay. Well, you didn't represent the people or this commission when you were on the executive committee. You represented the EDC. You chose the EDC's interests over this commission's interests at every time. So are you saying today that you're going to represent with the will of this commission?
I am going to represent the will of the people. Now, the will of the people and what I perceive to be in their best interest may or may not coincide with the commission. My hope is that it would in most cases, and if not all cases, line up. So I can't commit to doing something that may be against the best interest of the people at this moment. I will be, as always, looking to what I feel is in the best interest of the people, and that is what I will do.
Well, I don't think you represented the will of the people when you're on the executive committee. So that's what my hesitation with putting you on this board is. So.
Certainly. Anything else, or is that covered?
that's
Okay. Commissioner Lawson.
Yeah. The only thing I wanted to say to kind of clarify what went down was that when I was able to sit on on the Planning and Zoning Board. I felt like, maybe I was overextending myself a little bit, and I also am on the Board of Zoning Adjustments. So I felt like I wanted to get off of the EDC board for some time. So to me, this was the perfect situation, and I thought I would relinquish my seat. And I knew Jerry was interested in staying involved with the EDC, so I, said, let's put him on that. And I apologize if I didn't kind of clear it with everybody before I took that step, but, I'm going off, and he wanted on, so I just put his name up there.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have to clear it with us. It's just usually we have
Did you need the
discussion.
microphone on,
You
Commissioner?
already have my microphone on.
Oh, I see it is.
Yeah, usually, we just have discussions
Yeah.
about this beforehand.
I
so.
agree. You're right.
But I would also like to say that I think this is a good move, because while I enjoyed my time on planning and zoning, I didn't feel like it was the I enjoyed it. I did it because it was, what I was there to do. And I look forward to your tenure on that board. Your background in the more unincorporated areas, I think, makes it a good fit. And I think this is a good trade-off. And I think it's in the best interest of the people of this county, quite honestly. Further discussion? Okay, Commissioner Johnson.
Just real quick, Commissioner Withington did bring up a good point. Normally, things like this, we have the opportunity for all of us to put forward nominations for this particular board. And you mentioned it real quick, but I just want to make sure, is there anybody else, obviously you don't, you're on the board, I'm on the board. Is there any of the other three that want to be nominated for this position? Speaking now, forever hold your peace.
Oh, excuse me, Commissioner, go right ahead.
I'll just point out that I'm already on the, it's a loan corporation board, so I have my fill already. Thank you.
That would be the Midwest Small Business Finance Board, just for clarification.
That is its official.
And by the way, thank you for that service. I've served on that board, and it is a challenging board, so we appreciate your hard work there. For the discussion, Commissioner, did you have anything you wanted to add? Okay. All right. Is there a motion for 2026-38, Commissioner Johnson?
Move to approve 2026-38.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-38. Further discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
No.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Motion passes, 5 in favor, 1 opposed.
Thank you. That brings us to the final item on our regular agenda. That would be 2026-39. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-39, appointment of members to the Children's Services Fund Board. Hereby resolved that the appointment of Myron Neff for the term expiring December 31st of 2028.
Commissioner Withington, were you seeking recognition?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I don't see the applicant here tonight. Is he here? No. I make a motion that we table this until time that he can be here to answer some questions. This is a pretty important board. They receive about $13 million in public funding every year through sales tax, and that's been a pretty controversial board, and a lot of people on this commission, I believe, would like to ask some questions. So I make a motion that we table this until he can come and answer some questions.
For those who are watching and may not be familiar with parliamentary procedure, Commissioner Withington has made the motion to table. That is a privileged motion which ceases all debate, and it will go to an immediate vote. Please call the roll. I'm sorry, this is the motion to table 2026-39.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
No.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Motion passes, 5 in favor, 1 opposed.
Very well. 2026-39 is tabled. There was not a date attached, so I assume it will be at the point when the administrator can arrange for Mr. Neff to attend. Is that, Counselor, is that correct?
Actually, the date that was attached, as I heard it, was to table it until a date in which Mr. Neff can be here. So
Right.
staff will take that direction and pick a date that works for his schedule.
Yeah, I was wanting to repeat that, but yes, that is what I heard as well. Very well, that brings us to the end of our regular agenda. Next on our agenda are reports. Mr. Administrator, I believe we have one one report.
Yes, we have one report today. Auditor's Cash Basis Monthly Report for January 2026. It's within your packet for review and approval.
Very good. That brings us to County Administrator comments. Mr. Administrator?
Yes. First of all, I want to do a clarification on, actually just the update more. Staff has processed on our SB 190. Staff has processed 10,430 renewals and 2,085 new applications for a total of 12,515 as of to date. And that was the new applications regarding SB 190 going forward in the year of 2026. So, and that one, I believe, closed March 31st. It closes March 31st. The other one is the collector staff has processed 8,880 senior tax relief payments for a total amount of about $15 million as of today. The checks currently being processed appear to be from the first week of January. I know there's been some questions because of the check processing time that we're doing it manually. The total collection has been $511,175,964.80 has been processed thus far, and that's our total tax collection, which is a little less than 2% from last year at this time. So that's the total tax collection. But the important message regarding the taxpayers within SB 190, do not cancel their checks. There's been a few calls regarding that one. We're doing this manually, so it takes more time. As stated earlier, we're at a point where we're looking at the January tax checks that have been coming through, processing the remaining of those as quickly as possible. So we're asking people to do not cancel their checks because that creates a whole nother thing. We're also want clarification that those payments will be not be reflected on online system. So there will be no penalties or interest regarding those payments for SB 190. Those have not been processed. Some have been seeing penalties and interest online. Those will not be charged. We're just going through it and doing it manually, so it has not reflected online for you just yet.
Very well.
We keep everyone updated both via email and on our website, as well as our social media as things progress regarding our processing those checks.
Thank you very much. That brings us to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Withington, let me go ahead and get back on my window. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't mean to skip you. I was on a different screen. Commissioner Wagner, you had a question about the previous.
I know I'm halfway out the door now, but question for you, Mr. Administrator, just to clarify, as I was hearing your numbers about the renewals and based on the number that we had last year, I have this vision that someone down the line is going to say, I didn't know, I didn't get a notice, I didn't this, I didn't that. So could you remind us briefly, for those who did take part in the program in 2025, how we reminded them that they needed to do it again in 2026?
How we did that?
Yeah.
Both via social media. We also made several announcements regarding that, but you have to come back and reapply. And that will be open until March 31st at our clerk's office. Several have been coming on this pretty steady line that comes in. As stated, 10,430 of that 17,000 has already renewed themselves, but we also have over 2,000 new applicants. So our hope is to look more towards 19 to 20,000 people this coming year than the 17 we had last year.
Okay, so I'm going to take from that, we have high confidence that those who participated last year will know this is what they've got to do for this year.
High confidence, we have confidence. High would be the terminology I utilize. But we also will do additional emails to those because we have their information to remind them, and we continue to remind them over time.
Okay, well,
and some of them, to be honest with you, probably over this time, we're in February now, and for the next 60 days, try to get as much as possible, get them to come back and renew.
Well, I don't dismiss the notion that perhaps as we get into March and we see our numbers that we may wish to consider, I mean, that we might have to use a few stamps, so to speak,
Yes.
to make those reminders, which is a little extra effort, but I know what happens sometimes when that isn't done. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
If we hit our number, then forget what I just said. But
No problem.
have to at least throw that out there. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, I appreciate Commissioner bringing that up. I think it's important that we do get that word out. And if you guys, there's, nope. If you're going to send out, if you could send out another social media reminder on that, because I know a lot of us like to resend those things, and I know with mine, I hit about 9,000 seniors when I resend it. So
Definitely.
we can hit a lot of folks. I know Jason hits about 9 million when he sends them out. And also, just a reminder that I know this year's crazy, but by next year, I'm hoping, I think several of us are hoping that we can get some kind of system so they don't have to re-sign up every year.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get that, let's work through this couple months, I get that.
Definitely.
But down the road, before we come close to the end of next year, that we get something in place, like I know some of the other counties are doing, so we don't have to have seniors come back every year to do this.
Agree.
Thank you.
Any other comments from commissioners about the administrator's comments? Then we will now move to commissioner comments. Commissioner Withington, you would lead us off, please. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you nod. Commissioner Lawson?
I just want to say that I attended my first Planning and Zoning Board meeting, and it was really a great meeting. Had a couple of cases that there was a lot of discussion on. As usual, our Kip was fantastic, kind of keeping everything in line and reinforcing the people that were here and giving the information that he could to the board. I'm really looking forward to this. This is one of the most rewarding things I do, besides going to the graduation for the drug, which we did a couple weeks ago. That was again wonderful and a super experience, always is. So it's great to see the county involved in something that is really a great service to people, and bring those people back, and they're contributing in a positive way to the community. The joy on their families' faces is some of the best that I see. You know, you can tell they're so proud of what they've gone through, and so proud that they got them back the way they were before they got hooked on all this stuff. So it's a rewarding day for me, and it's extremely rewarding for them. So great job, Judge Alexander, for all that he does. Wonderful gentleman.
Commissioner Wagner? Commissioner Johnson?
Yeah, real quick, just a quick public service announcement for our 3 listeners that are streaming right now and listening to us. We talk about boards and commissions. If you don't know, we have dozens of boards and commissions that we need people to volunteer for. We talked about one tonight, which was the Children's Services Fund Board. They control roughly $13 million in tax money. They decide where that money goes for children's services. We have some for mental health, we have seniors, we have disabilities. We have several different boards, some of them that control a lot of money, others don't control money but have a lot of things. But if you're interested, and I encourage you to be interested, all 3 of you, to go online to our county website, and you can find boards and commissions, and you can scroll through them and see something that interests you, and there's a way to apply for those. So I would just like to encourage people to take a look at that. We'd love to get more people to volunteer and apply for some of those boards and commissions. We appreciate that.
Commissioner Thompson? Commissioner Carpenter? I'll just echo a lot of what I just now heard. I am, like I say, I appreciate the cooperation between Commissioner Lawson and myself. I think this exchange of positions, I think, well serves our constituents. Also, I can't say enough about the drug court, the veterans court, all those are extremely moving experiences. I try never to miss them. And it's always an experience that is just very moving, and I know you're always there. It seems like you and I ought to carpool or something. I don't know what we should be doing there, but certainly I appreciate your presence always there, and I appreciate that you participate. You're not just sitting there watching, but you are participating, interacting with the individuals. So that is something that I think means a lot to them, and I appreciate you being there and doing that. Commissioner Johnson is absolutely right. Boards and commissions are a difficult thing. There are some boards and commissions where it is easy. We have a lot of people apply. We can take our pick from many applicants. On the other hand, there are some boards, and the one that was just under discussion, the Children's Board, is extremely difficult for a number of reasons, not the least of which is they have more restrictions on that as far as membership and those sorts of issues. So I'm always looking for people to help out. Certainly I always solicit the input of commissioners if they have someone who could serve on some of these boards and commissions. That's always something that I do ask for on a, I think, fairly regular basis, but those who are interested in getting involved in government, this is a great way to do it. Not every, and there's a variety, as Commissioner Johnson said, there are those that do a very heavy lift. DDRB is another, Developmental Disabilities Board, I shouldn't use the initials. That's another one that does great work, and it is a heavy lift, and it is populated by individuals who have a heart for the work. There are others that are advisory. They are also very, very important, but the work is a slightly different kind of a flavor to it. It's not so much the doing the budgeting, but it is more visioning and seeing what is possible with some of the assets that we supervise here in the name of the people. So. I think we've had a good meeting. I think, especially on the commissioner comments, there were some good comments made. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.